Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jay Nelson. If you are new here, hello. I'm 22. I'm from New Orleans, and this is video diary number 2. Today I wanted to discuss something that is has been plaguing my mind the this past month or so, and I wanted to give you guys an update from the video that I made yesterday. So I was able to get some sleep. It wasn't the best sleep once again, but it was better than what I've had over the past day or so. And um, I'm able to collect my thoughts a little bit better. I know in the last video I was kind of all over the place, but that was just because I had not slept as well. So I was kind of like breaking down and trying to gather my thoughts again. And a lot of my videos, I usually try to like write them down or kind of like pre-plan them, but I decided to make the video diaries a little bit more personal and um I guess a little bit more raw to show you guys the realities of living with a mental illness, um how I'm coping, and just to show you guys that every day is gonna be different and it's not gonna always be rainbows and sunshine and peaches and cream. And so yeah. Um I have been dealing with spiritual warfare um for quite some time. And if you are religious, then you know that spiritual warfare is something that they talk about in the Bible, and it basically is talking about how you need to put on the armor of God to protect yourself from certain things, entities, and whatnot. If you guys hear screaming in the background, that is my sister. She is also schizophrenic. Excuse her. She's having a little meltdown right now. But yeah. Last night when I went to sleep, um, I literally dreamt about it was all like bad dreams, back to back to back to back. I was waking up like every other hour because the dreams were like scaring me and I had to like wake up and whatnot. And I always noticed that whenever I don't pray at nighttime before I go to bed, or when my sister is here, I always tend to have bad dreams. Um I have not always been a prayer warrior. I was not always somebody that prayed a lot. And so once I started to align myself more with God and his plan and fulfill myself with the word is when I started to have all these spiritual attacks, like with the murmurs, like I told you guys about last night when I tried to go to sleep, with the bad dreams, with feeling like I'm overwhelmed. It all started when I started aligning myself more with God. And when I had my first episode, um, the maybe like when I had my first episode 3 years ago, it wasn't maybe 3 years ago, but when I had it 3 years ago, um, I remember it feeling like I literally was in hell. Like it was the worst thing I have ever went through in my life. Like it was literally, I'm sorry guys, I keep looking to the side 'cause she's like going off back there, but um it was literally the worst thing I've ever imagined. I couldn't get my mind straight. I couldn't think straight. Everything I saw, everything I heard was just really scary. I could barely like function. And I remember it just feeling like something was just like taking control of me because I couldn't control myself. I'm very religious, a religious person now more than I was when I was younger, which I'm still young, but when I was younger, um, and I have to say that like it's just I don't know, it's just like I felt like something had kind of like taken over me. Like I remember when I was sitting in the car and I was on my way to Lafayette doing my first episode. I didn't know what was going on. And I remember when I was talking to myself, um, I was talking to somebody or something, um, which a lot of people, with schizophrenia, they talk to the voice in their head, but what was the voice? Because I was literally hearing two different voices. It was my own, and then it was somebody else's. And usually, when you hear it, it's usually a voice that's familiar to you, like your mom, your dad, or a voice that you've heard before. But this is something I've never heard before. And so I was going back and forth with it, and I can't remember everything that I had discussed with it, but I just know that it was kind of like the best way I can describe is that it was kind of like a debate or like not an argument, but kind of like a um an internal power struggle. Like I just remember it just being like I just remember it being like there goes that chair. I just remember it being um like a fight between like my sanity and the I don't want to use the c word, but the mental anguish that was going on, like the fight between my sanity and not being sane. And so I remember it just talking to that voice and just hearing the struggle between the two, and just remembering like this isn't me, like something is going on, something or whatever it is literally trying to take control over me. And so it was horrible. I think the worst, or I guess the best part would be about the illness is deciphering what's real and what's not. And I remember the hardest aspect of leaving from the hospital was just telling myself that nothing I saw, nothing I experienced, nothing I said, nothing in which I experienced was real. Um, and so I brought that up because it just ties into the whole spiritual warfare thing. I remember when I was reading the Bible and it talked about how this person approached Jesus when he was walking in the city, and the man was mentally ill and he was trying to cast out the spirit out of the man. And so um when Jesus rebuked the spirit went into the pig, and then the pig jumped off the cliff. I can't remember exactly which verse it was, but just look it up. um I know that that is in the word and whatnot, and it was believed that that man was also schizophrenic. So I also say all that to say that I really think that schizophrenia is nothing more than a to me what it feels like is like a bad evil demonic spirit. And if you guys kind of like agree with me on this, kind of like comment below, or if you don't, I respect your opinion as well, because it could be different for somebody else that's going through it. Just comment below, like, what do you think it is? Like, I'm aware that it's an illness. I'm aware that it's a chemical imbalance in the brain. I'm aware that it's something that's diagnosable in the science world. or I'm sorry, in the medical world, but I just know that spiritually speaking, I know that it is something unworldly, like it's something else. Um, so yeah, I feel like the spiritual attacks always come when you are trying to get closer to God, when you are trying to maneuver on that right path. And I feel like they're getting stronger each day. But they say in the Bible, the Lord wants you to pray and take up your cross daily to rebuke those evil and negative spirits because we are always fighting against something unknown. So, um, the way I'm coping with this spiritual warfare is by praying and also continuing my medication, of course, and going to therapy. I go to therapy once a week. Shout out to Mr. Victor. And that's the way I've been combating what I've been going to. But most importantly, just praying because even though you may feel like nothing's wrong, even though you may have good days, even though you may feel like your medication is working top tier, there are still things out there, spiritual battles that we are fighting daily. And when they say put on your spiritual armor of God, that is very real. You have to put on your spiritual armor. Um, because, of these things, because of these things. Um, I don't never want to make these video diaries too long. I always want to keep them pretty short. This one is 12 minutes long. But thank you guys for listening, and also I want to thank you guys for the support I got on my last video. Um, thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. I was having a horrible day, but thank you guys for listening. And I know this video wasn't, well, I just know this video wasn't probably like as deep as you guys wanted to go with it, but I didn't want to step on anyone's toes or, um, put, kind of like upset anyone. So I just wanted to keep it short and just detail what I think my experience is and probably what some of you are feeling as well. And yeah, so we'll see you guys later. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and share if you want to. And have a great day. Bye bye.